Alright. Hello, everyone. Because we've had the game for about half a month now, I wanted to talk about the characters that I was using and the buddies that I was using to kind of grind through the league matches. It's kind of going to be fun to watch how the meta changes, and I'm keeping a very close eye out on the patch notes for if they nerf or buff anything, so I can then exploit it until they nerf it again. So basically, the theme for the first 15 days or so, at least what I've seen, is swords and statuses. Those are by far just broken. They're so, so good. Uh, Deserpent alone, honestly, was enough to carry me to League 2. The status damage tick is really, really strong. It looks like it does an insane amount of damage, like it shreds through buddies, and the poison that it activates lasts super long. The charge that it takes is not long at all. You can just kind of waste time and bob and weave, which is great. And most importantly, it's a defense monster anyway. So, like, you have plenty of time to just kill time for cooldowns to relax and then just keep spamming poison. And so, kind of on that same theme of shields, Somnerd is crazy good. Like ultimate that it has, essentially, I've had matches where it regenerates its shield before my opponent can kill the previous shield from the last ultimate, which is gross. It's super, super strong. And then its ultimate is basically an attack where it summons like an orb of projectiles around and then fires them one at a time, which is super important for keeping the enemy distracted. Really, it's kind of like a mind game thing, but I've noticed that if you can just give your opponent garbage to deal with by either throwing in a buddy that has an annoying ability or being especially bobby and weaving with your shots, it keeps them distracted and makes them play worse. So Somnerd's super, super strong defense ability and the fact that it takes a long time to activate and follow through is really good for wasting time and keeping people occupied, which is super fun to watch and very, very fun to exploit. And then I kind of threw this guy on just so I could have the proper, like, attacker jammer stuff. Bleaker's super nice. He's super, super strong. And just kind of it's important to have some rounded out teams. Even though the shields right now are super busted, if you run three shields and happen to run up against someone who's, three attackers, you're just gonna lose. Or three jammers, I mean, my bad. Or no. What's the rock, paper, scissors? It's attackers. So, yeah, basically that's kind of where I'm at on the buddies right now, and just essentially shields and statuses are enough. They're so strong. And then from what I've seen online, that's what the good players are using too. I finally unlocked Sunshine, which is super cool because jammers do beat strikers, and everyone right now is a striker. So it looks like I'm locking out shots almost constantly, which is so, so strong. The main weakness I feel with Sunshine is that her ultimate ability is really hard to use. Essentially what it does is I talked about this in my previous video, but I'll mention it again. It will double your attack for 7 seconds as long as you don't get hit. And the amount of damage that you can do in those 7 seconds is disgusting. You have an insane amount of damage output, and as long as you don't get hit in those 7 seconds, you can tear through people. The problem being that there's a lot of buddies right now with ultimates that are pretty much impossible to dodge, or at the very least, I'm not good enough to do that yet. Somnerd's annoying circle is super, super gross to try to dodge. I'll go through other buddies too. Everyone has this, right? Because that's like the default one that they give you. Um, Again, very annoying to dodge. Essentially, you're kind of relying on them to not use the charge function. Because if they use the charge function, especially stuff with cloud attacks, you're probably going to get hit by a spray, like a stray something, which is super, super annoying. And so that's kind of my general overview for what I think is good now. It's just shields and statuses are busted. And I really was able to just freely get into League 2. It kind of looks like there's a pattern of when you get to a new league, you kind of got to upgrade your team. It looks pretty much like if you get to League 2, swap in Somnerd, swap in, the fire guy. Pretty much you need to constantly be rotating in the strongest new guys. And I think that pattern will probably continue as more leagues come out, but we're obviously yet to see. I'm not in League 3 yet. I plan to grind it soon. Probably will be my next video. But I expect that once when you get to League 3, you got to rotate out and use those stronger guys. Which makes sense. That's kind of the natural progression of the game. I'll get my daily login while we're here. But yeah, That's kind of just the general, my first impressions of the meta, as things have gone on. I'm excited to see how the game continues to progress, and I'm sure that they're continuing, like, tweaking balance here and there. We'll open one more crate. We'll make this a crate opening channel for just one moment. Let's see. I'm yet to get the legendary actually from the first wave, so I still need to pick that up somehow. But I imagine I'll just get that over time. No big deal there. But yeah, comment if you have any questions. It's been really, really fun so far. Leaf Trigger's awesome. Make sure to download it in the link below. And that's it for this video. Thank you.